Yeah, this is what I saw when I got home. That was just kind of made me laugh a little bit because it ain't really going to hurt anything, but it may have been the cause of the noise. Like, I'll show you the one over here first. These are those rubber stops. When your hood comes down, it's not just perfectly set up. The front could drop a little too much, rattle against the metal, stuff like that. These are adjustable. We screw them in or out to kind of get the hood lined up with the grooves and stuff. This one over here, just a little black plastic cap just sitting over it like you would see on an aerosol can. I just kind of laughed and threw it out. It could be the cause of noise, but again, it ain't going to mess anything up. But that just kind of cracked me up that happened. So that may have been the cause of some of that noise. I'll know for sure when I get it all back, when I get the wheel back on and try to test drive it again. But yeah, after that, I've checked everything. Everything else is looking good. I really don't see anything else standing out. Like I was talking about, valve cover gasket was one possible concern. But let's see. Yeah, here's the bolts for this. So you can tell by the bolts, you can see that little groove. This is where that ends. Well, I mean, it's dirty, sure, but a lot of your engine is dirty, but it's pretty dry. So this is not leaking. Not over here, and if it was leaking towards the back, it'd go on the exhaust and you get that smoke like that one person did and really know then. So really doesn't seem to be leaking. Seems fine. Looks like somebody's working on your exhaust at one point, but it seems to be done right. But yeah, anyway, that would be your... Yep, somebody definitely has worked on this. Looks like you got a flex pipe added like another one of my customers did. It's kind of neat. Yeah, these look like unique weld points. They don't look like factory weld points. I'm guessing this part of the exhaust has been replaced at some point. And yeah, now that I see from up here, I don't know if you can see it like I can. Probably can't with the phone quality. But you can see a little bit of grease and movement on your sway bar link. So yeah, it might not be a bad idea to do that sway bar bushing. Shouldn't be too hard at some point, but I wouldn't worry about it anytime real soon. It's not a big emergency. Oh, and hey, looks like there's another motor mount, possibly transmission mount too, back here. From what I can see of it so far, it looks okay. I'll look at it further. It probably is, considering your engine is actually pretty stable when it is cranked. That's a good way to diagnose motor mounts. If it shakes real bad, those are bad. Well, but anyway, back to my original point. Yeah, your upper things are not leaking. Like, especially if your head was leaking further down here, you know, your car would run like crap. You'd know if that was leaking, so that's definitely not leaking. Valve cover's not leaking. And the oil pan wasn't leaking all the way around it, so about the only thing left is that rear main seal. And yeah, that leak seal really is going to be the best way to go about it. Because yeah, even a good shop charging fair prices may not go as far as 1,000, but getting close to. So they got to take your whole transmission off to get it. So with something this old, this many miles, it's not really worth it. But then there's something else I'm noticing. I'm going to do some more research and find out for sure. But it kind of looks like it might have an oil cooler. Oh, wait. No. Well, maybe. Huh. I'm looking some more to be certain. Huh, yeah, I think it may actually be a transmission cooler. Again, I'll check either way. But it's got a lot of grease on it. It would make sense if it was just the rear main seal. But it seems to carry all at the lines, which isn't normal. So I'm wondering if these lines might be leaking a little bit. And I'll check into them, whether they be transmission, whether they be engine cooler, see they might need to be replaced. They're just lines that feed either transmission fluid or oil into the radiator to cool it down to take stress off those parts. Knowing General Motors, I would think transmission's probably more likely than oil. I worked on an Impala, and it also had a because I had to replace its radiator, so I had to take them out to do it. His were transmission. I could tell by the fluid that came out. So it might be something like that, but yeah, it would highly suggest they need to be checked since they're got oil stains all over them. Oh. Yep. That confirms it. The color. If you're not seeing the color, I'll explain. You see that reddish? That is definitely transmission fluid. So yeah, you have a transmission core that could be leaking. Could be as simple as just the lines. I'll look into that. Hell, maybe it's kind of a combination with that cooler thing leaking. Might be part of the mess, even though it does look like oil on that. Well, all this being, it's complex. It's all around a central area, rear main seal, transmission, all that. So yeah, I'm going to check into this further. And you remember I had told you about possibly changing transmission fluid. Although if even the stains are red, the transmission fluid might be pretty good. We might not have to do that, but we might have to throw a little more in since we're going to lose a little bit once we unhook these lines. But yeah, that's diagnosis so far. The engine does seem to be really, really good. There's just that one oil leak and that one motor mount. Looks like maybe actually your transmission's trying to start throwing up a little bit, which thankfully we found it now because the way it drives, your transmission's not in bad shape. I didn't feel any unnatural shifts, jerkiness, nothing. So if any little problems with the transmission are fixed now, it ain't going to break anytime soon. It's in good shape.